Flash review. Flash review. Hey guys, what's up, and welcome back to Flash Review. Today, the theme of the episode is going to be squares, cubes, blocks, whatever you want to call them. Basically, things that are square-shaped. Games that revolve around that in some way. So, the first game is Snake versus Brick, or as I like to call it, Sneck versus Brick. You see, Sneck versus Brick is actually not that bad, for a game called Snake versus Brick. Well, let's get into. The music is actually kind of decent. It's not too great, but I'd say overall it's above average. I want to keep this part of the video pretty normal, so I'm just gonna say the music isn't bad. You could listen to it if you want, or you could mute the game and listen to our music, whichever you want. Anyways, let's talk about. The graphics of the game are pretty ordinary, to be honest. They're not terrible, but they're not great either. I'd say the graphics are about in the middle. They're not bad like anime, but they're not amazing like hentai, of course. Right? And I don't want to just keep repeating the same thing. So this part is also going to be pretty short. I'm just going to give the graphics. Oh shit, I didn't review the music. The music gets a 2. And yeah, the hitboxes are actually pretty good for this game, as you can see by the footage. I mean, they're, okay, obviously. Now, let's get into. So the game is basically, you try to avoid hitting these things, which take out, the amount of points you have as the number on them, right? And then you gather little, circles of points while you're playing the game. And every now and then, the game will try to trick you. Ha, ah, 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 ah. 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 And the first few times you play the game, you'll actually die. But after you get to know how to play the game by playing it for 2 minutes, you can pretty much just indefinitely live. And I got to 1,000 points before I was like, I don't really want to be doing this anymore. It's kind of a waste of time. And when you do decide to kill yourself, it takes a long time. Like a really, really long time. Still going, okay. Still going, huh? Oh, okay. one thing you can do to make the game harder. If you go on mobile, the game gets much harder because you have to use your pathetic fingers to move around the snake. So I suggest playing this game on mobile. It's a better experience. But because of the inconsistency, the gameplay gets a 2 out of 4. Now, let's get into next game. I hope it isn't lame. Game 2. Hope it doesn't smell like poo. Death Run 3D is actually a game that exists. Now, I'm gonna stop talking about it and get straight into. It has the problem where you have to turn down the music. That's all I'm gonna say about the music. Let's get past this point. Blibbity blibbity blue, the music gets a 1 out of 2. Now, let's get into. This game is actually pretty good on the graphical side. There are no hitboxes to speak of, if you really think about it, so that's not a problem. And it has appealing 3D graphics that occasionally change. There's not much to say about them except for, oh wow, Flash Games 3D. Bliggity blibbity blue. This game, the graphics, get a 3 out of 2. Sorry, 3 out of 4. Now, let's talk about the gameplay is actually pretty good. It's very challenging, but it's made to be that way. You see, there's a lot of things that are challenging about the gameplay. Not just the fact that you have to move 4 directions, but also the fact that sometimes the game will auto-move you to try to, trip you up. It's not really a beatable game, it's more just a game that you play to see how long you can last. My record's a minute, so try to beat that, plebtards. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give the game's gameplay a 3 out of 4. Now, let's get into the next game. Damn, that was a quick one. Next game. I hope it isn't lame. Game 3. I'm going to Bloxors, or whatever the fuck it's called, is a game that is on the list. Let's talk about. It wasn't bad, and I'd say it was even good, the music. So this part is always gonna be pretty, basic. The music gets a 2 out of 2. Let's talk about. The graphics are simple but appealing. You see, you play as a block, but more specifically, you play as a long schlong block. And the game only has 2 main mechanics: roll and stand up, and then don't roll. You just gotta land inside the hole. But that doesn't really relate to the graphics in any way. Also, I like how when you die, the stage disintegrates. The graphics get a 3 out of 4. Now, let's talk about. So basically, additional mechanics that are not just you are the circle, that if you roll on it or stand on it, it'll do an action. And by action, I mean usually just make a bridge stand up. You've got the X, which is exactly the same, but you have to stand on it this way to activate it. You've got these weird blocks that you can roll on forever, but if you try to stand up, poosh, you fall through the floor. But yeah, that's pretty much all. Let's just talk about next game. I hope it isn't lame. This game I'm just gonna call Block Fok. Let's talk about. The music is actually really good, to be honest. It's also kind of fitting to the game. It's actually pretty solid. It's probably the best music I've ever seen in one of the games I've reviewed so far, including the games on this video. So yeah, the music gets a 2 out of 2. Honestly, pretty solid. Nice going there. Now, let's talk about. The graphics are actually amazing, in my opinion. I thought the hitbox was gonna be atrocious, but it's actually amazing. these are the best graphics out of any game I've seen so far. We're really breaking records with this game. I mean, your mouse slowly goes up the screen as the screen goes up while you're trying to run away from not only the bottom, but also all of the things you can hit. The game actually has a background, which is pretty nice. It's just overall a really nice looking game. And I made it pretty far into the game. And it doesn't, lose how good it looks, obviously. No game does. That would be kind of weird. The graphics get a 4 out of 4. Now, let's talk about the gameplay is honestly a really original idea. You play as your mouse cursor, except you're a black cube, hence why it's in this video. And as I already said, you try to avoid things, but you also try to get a big high score. Now you normally, over time, just get more points, but you can also get additional points by getting these white balls. It's basically how steady are you with your mouse. And to be honest, I'm not that good at this game. Like, I don't claim to be amazing at video games, but I'm definitely not at this game. But yeah, the gameplay gets a 3 out of 4. And in case you don't know, Sneck vs. Breck gets a 6 out of 10. Death Run 3D gets a 7 out of 10. And game that I refuse to say the actual title of it gets a 9 out of 10. Hey guys, so just a quick message. I'm actually not canceling Flash Review. I said it in the Zombie Buster Flash Review that I was gonna. As it turns out, I'm not. And I'm also not making any Steam reviews, so do not look forward for those in the future. And yeah, bye guys. I'll see you next time. Bye, see you later, Dominators.